I wonder who's out there listening. I'm even over toward the Bay Area, kind of listening for KW6S and KD6SOK and WB6JNN and a few others. K6MYC, Bozo Net, beaming the Bay Area. See what happens when you get used to me coming in late? No, nobody gets here early. QRZ Bay Area, beaming the south end of the Bay Area. Maybe we can wake up the south end instead of the north end. K6MYC Bozo Net, Central California, Delta Mike 07. QRZ 222 Bozo. QRZ 222, QRZ, Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie. K6MYC, Delta Mike 07, K6MYC, Central California, north of Fresno, beaming into the Bay Area, south end of the Bay Area, including Santa Cruz and parts beyond. K6MYC, standing by. Okay, back over on 222. QRZ the Bay Area, 222 Bozo Net, kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, beaming the Bay Area and standing by.
WA6AXX, no traffic.
Oh, good evening, Ed. By golly, we missed you last night. I imagine you were out on a trip somewhere and didn't have access. Anyway, a little light last night from the Bay Area. You and several other regulars weren't there, which was it was okay, but you know, we kept thinking it'd be more. Clear Lake, I mean the boys up in Coarse Gold were in full strength yesterday. So anyway, good evening to you. A lot of happenings over there on the other side. Hopefully we can get all that quieted down before too long. Okay, WA6AXX773, K6MYC.
Yeah, last night we did a double header yesterday. In the afternoon we went to see a play, and then last night we went to San Francisco to Davies Symphony Hall, and heard Patti LuPone. Do you know her? Patti LuPone, the Broadway star, great singer. Do you know of her?
Not really.
Okay. Yeah, she sings a lot of Broadway music and stuff. So anyway, that's what we were doing last night. Thursday night, I was sleeping last Thursday night, so I missed 2 in a row. Sorry about that, but I'm awake now.
Yeah. When AXX misses 2 in a row, we're really starting to worry. Okay. I'm glad you had a good, fun Sunday. Boy, sounds like you were really busy. Probably a good time to do those things. I don't know how your weather was, but it was, it got nice here yesterday in the afternoon a little bit. We had actually more sun in the afternoon yesterday than we had today. It got cloudy again today. But it wasn't a bad day. Temperature-wise, it was really nice, and Judy and I got out, and we did a lot of the yard work. I mowed for quite a while, but it got to the point where I was mowing in very tall grass, which was still not dried out from the rain, and I was slipping and sliding on the hillside, so I couldn't really do so much of that. And then we got over and did some weed eating, picked up some Oro Blancos. They're like grapefruit. We picked up some of those that had fallen from my tree that were really, really ripe, and then we weeded around those trees. So we had a good day, but nothing spectacular. Finished. We did clean up some things in the morning, paperwork-wise and that sort of thing. Anyway, good to hear you. Good, strong signal as always, and I'm surprised we should have some others. I'm pretty sure Fred and Jay and Nan will be in here in a few minutes. Back to you, and maybe you can stir the pot. WA6AXX, Los Gatos, K6MYC.
Okay, yeah, so my ryegrass is starting to come up, so the hillside is green. Actually, it's a mix of ryegrass and weeds, but I'm sure there's ryegrass in there. I spread ryegrass seed a few weeks ago on the whole hillside. And let's see, went up to 60 today. I think we're done with rain. The next 10 days, 10 plus days, it's not in the forecast. So hopefully we'll have some nice weather now, and yeah, a little cloudy today, but overall pretty nice. So about it here. K6MYC, WA6AXX.
Okay. A little pause for anybody else in there. Yeah, boy, it's okay on the ryegrass. Normally, when I had a gardener, they would always put ryegrass in my regular lawn starting about September. It's really a good winter grass. It takes over for anything like dichondra or crabgrass, that kind of stuff that pretty much dies off in the winter, and the ryegrass comes up. But it's good anytime, and it certainly grows fast and will hold your soil and all that. And if you mow it, the weeds will die, and eventually the ryegrass will hang in there. It lasts a long time, too, even in the summertime. So there you go. And on your temperatures, yeah, we were a little warmer. I think we hit 65 today. I think we were in that neighborhood. very pleasant outside, very good working weather. You know, we both had light long sleeve sweaters and stuff on, but other than that, was very comfortable. Not much wind, occasionally a little breeze, but nothing that would get up and shout, 2 to 5 miles an hour maximum. So overall, and you're right, we're done with the rain. It looks like for about 10 days. So over the next 10 days, we're going to be pulling weeds in the early part of that because the ground is nice and soft, and the weeds are coming up easy. And then we'll start to mow and do more of that, clean up, and then probably we got to trim trees down and things like that I've got to go clean up. So it's never ending here, of course. All right, let's see if there's anybody else out there. WB6JNN, KD6SOK, W6PQL. Who's in the hinterland out there? How about KW6S, who we missed yesterday? He was down for the Northern California, Southern California DX thing, and we had a good chat with Tom, but I haven't heard him. He didn't make last night, so probably recovering. QRZ K6MYC Bozo Net, Bay Area.
Hi, Mike, KD6S, okay there. I wasn't going to be able to get in, but I squeezed in.
Yeah, a lot of flutter, Fred, and I did not understand the question about 20. Over.
No, I just was giving you a call here, KD6S, okay. Good evening, Ed. Yeah, no, the band's going up and down. I wanted to catch you on a peak here, so I think the band is it's kind of waving up and down. It's like a swell, an ocean swell. But you're coming in pretty good for a bit, and then you disappear to nothing. Anyway, good evening, Mike. 86, okay.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I might have had you right on the edge of the pattern here. I peeked you up a little bit, and you came up a tad, but you're very good copy here. Armchair copy, so no problem there. Armchair copy only to the extent that there was a little flutter at first, and when you said something there, I wasn't sure what it was, but it wasn't your fault. It was the multipath in there. Anyway, good evening, number 507. And how was your weekend? Over.
It was nice and quiet. It rained a lot on Saturday, gentle rain, and then it was kind of on and off on Sunday, so it was kind of nice and quiet. Took it real easy, and today was a good day at work. It wasn't too bad, and now it's kind of chilly out there right now. But it's supposed to start warming up this week, so we might get back into the 80s again by Friday. We'll see. I don't think there's going to be any more rain. Back to you, Mike. 86, okay?
Yeah, looks like no rain for 10 days. I don't think we're completely out of rain. We should get a couple more little rains. One in the latter part of April, perhaps, and then one in the early part of May, and that'll be about it then. Our temperature's warmer. We were 47, or in the 40s, I think maybe 42 last night, but it's supposed to warm up from there. I think it's going to be in the 50s or low 50s tonight over in our coldest time. So it sounds like your weather's a little cooler than ours is over here. Anyway, I'm glad you had kind of a nice relaxing weekend there. Thanks for checking in, as always, Fred. And, of course, we'll look for you tomorrow night on 1296 as well. Let's see if anybody else has managed to migrate themselves into the living room or into the shack there. WB6JNN or any others, K6MYC Bozo Net 222 Bay Area.
This is K6WIS. Good evening, Ed and Fred and Mike, sir.
Yeah, very light, but I copy. It's probably Q4 and S1, Paul. Q4 and S1. Ben seems to have a little wavery tone to it tonight, so copy may be a little bit disturbed, but good signal. Hope you had a good weekend. I wonder if you picked on any others, maybe Dave or Kent up there in Clear Lake. I wonder if they've been in on this band yet tonight. K6 Whiskey, India Sugar, 637 K6MYC, over.
Yeah, K6MYC in the group of the K6WIS Panther. Yeah, your signal is 555, Mike. Pretty clear copy here, no problem. And the trusted relay, Kent KA606 and N1PPP
Roger, Roger. Got your relay from Kent and Dave. Thanks much. Let me write them in here. Okay, very good. Well, I could probably get a little more signal from you. I'm not pointed right at Mount Diablo here. I'm trying to get the lower end of the valley here, and I was trying to get KW6S. Let me see if he's on frequency here. Tom? I wonder if you're in there. KW6S, KW6 Sugar, K6MYC, over.
W6PQL, well, my propagation's pretty bad to me right now. I'll catch you when you turn around this way again.
Well, I'm up your way now. Good signal. W6PQL, I don't hear Tom, so I don't know where he is 2 nights in a row. That's unusual. But maybe, I don't think he overdid himself down here when he came down to the Visalia convention. It was a very relaxed and very slow and kind of a poor convention from the standpoint of attendance and both the people that came to see and others that came to show. It was sort of slow in both areas. There was quite a few booths or open spaces in the vendor area that did not get used. Anyway, good to hear you. A good signal down this way, Jim. W6PQL, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, yeah, you went from noise level to S8. Big change when you moved the antenna. Must have been just on that edge. Okay, well, I'll pop up in about, let's see, about 20 minutes, I guess. I'll pop up and see if Santa Barbara's in there, and I'll catch you on 6 meters, I guess, and let you know one way or the other. So, okay, well, glad the trip to Visalia was uneventful in one way, and I guess, no tragedies or anything, but it would have been nice if there were a few more of the old boys in there. I think I heard you say yesterday that a lot of the guys that usually show up from out of the country weren't there either. All right, 73s for now. K6MYC, W6PQL, and good evening to you, Paul. I did hear you in there. Go ahead, Mikey.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear anybody that was truly from out of the area. There was 3 or 4 guys that were, I think, either from France or Jesus, what a brain. The country next to France. See, I want to say Puerto Rico, but it's not. It's Portugal. It seemed like they had that kind of a sound in their voice. But when I asked him, boy, you guys came a long way, he said, no, we came from San Jose. I'm assuming they didn't mean San Jose, Costa Rica. They meant San Jose, California. So they must have been in the country. I didn't see any Japanese. I did get some sad news from one of the fellows. He said George Chong had passed away, and I did not know that. I can't remember George's call. It was something W6G or something. I can't remember his call. He stopped checking in about 2 years ago. And lost, I just assumed that he was going downhill physically and couldn't keep his station running. But apparently he has passed away. But I think most of the people that didn't show up probably didn't come because of the weather. The weather was threatening very heavily in Visalia. If you looked at the weather report, it was supposed to be an all-day event of heavy rain in Visalia on Saturday, which is a big day, of course, and I think that put a lot of people off a little bit, particularly if they had any trepidation about coming at all. They used that as an excuse not to come. So hopefully it'll be better next year. I think there was some other confusion. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see any evidence of it, but apparently there was some confusion about dates and vendors and this and that and the other thing, and that may have had some impact as well. Anyway, Anyway, plan on getting down that way towards Steve, and we'll see you. I'll see you on 6. You've already had one check-in on 6. Richard, KD6BQ up in Wausau Valley, Nevada, has already checked in on 6. I heard him sending CW here while I was calling on this band, and I said, well, I might as well pick him up. And I had the antenna up that way. Poor conditions because I have my neighbor with the solar system just roaring, but it seems like it's going to die down hopefully when the sun goes down here, which is now. I still see the band scope jumping up and down, so he's got something really nasty going on over there today, and I'm going to have to make arrangements to get over there with Frank and see if we can't fix that. Anyway, good signal, Jim, very solid here. We'll see you in 20 minutes or so. Let me see if Jim is in here. WB6JNN, are you on, Jim? K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, WB6JNN. I'm in here just listening to you guys chat. And anyway, I don't know if you're going to hear me real well because you're only in S7 or so, but anyway, it's not terrible conditions. WB6JNN.
Oh, you're solid. Good, strong signal here. Probably not quite as strong as the powerhouse over there next to you in Fremont, but no problem copying. So I was surprised that you're not hearing me that well. I'm still making 800 or 900 watts here, so who knows? As long as you're hearing me, I guess that's the most important point. We had about an inch of rain here, but I didn't see any. So far, I haven't seen any effect on any antenna as far as water or any effect from anything for that matter. So that's good. Anyway, no, you're a good copy here, Jim. And I'm assuming your weekend went well. Well, of course, we talked last night and said you did try to get out and fly, but you opted on landing it yourself very quickly rather than having the wind land it. So, yeah, we didn't have any wind, very little wind yesterday, so it would have been better over here for you in terms of weather, wind anyway. Back to you, and then we'll see who else is here. WB6JNN in the group, K6MYC 222 Bozo, beaming the Bay Area.
Anybody else in the Bay Area? WB6JNN. Nothing heard.
Nothing heard here either. Yeah, you've drifted down a little bit in frequency as your radio is warming up. You might want to jump in there and net me as you've drifted down about 100 cycle. Okay. Well, we'll try one more time. I'm beamed north now, but I think Tom can hear me. If he's in there, Tom, if you're there, come on in and I'll bump the antenna down your way. KW6S Santa Cruz. KW6S, K6MYC, over. Nothing heard from Tom. Maybe he'll be in here later. Okay, anybody else in the Bay Area before we go up to Oakley, K6MYC, Central California, Bozo Net, calling toward the Bay Area and listening. Okay, we'll see you guys perhaps a little bit just before we go back over to go north on 6 meters. K6MYC going up to Oakley. Here we are toward Oakley. Let's see if Ken is in here. N6 radio Oscar. N6 radio operator. K6MYC calling and listening.
The other Ken's here.
Howdy do. K6MYC N6RO 835. Successful tower project today. We got all the 20-meter beams back in service. Well, they're on the tower. You have to do some connection yet. Great day for tower work. Nice and cool and very little wind. So, we've got 4 more days. We'll have all the towers, new guy wires and new coax. Should carry us another 30 years. And 6RO.
Well, I should take care of you. Okay. Did he get a chance to look at 432 while he was there?
Oh, no. He's not going to mess with that. Or he is going to fix the 2-meter beam, though, when he's up on the 40-meter tower, because that's got the same problem. He's going to reseal it, just drain out whatever the drip of water is.
Okay. Well, good luck with that. Stand by just a second, Ken. Somebody else came on, and I missed the comment right about the time you were signing in, so hang on. Who was the other one?
It was the other Ken. WA60IB. Hi, guys.
Yeah, good evening, Ken, WA60IB. Did you say something, or did you just want to say hi to Ken?
Well, I'd like to say hi to Ken, but I just got out here and I wanted to check in. How you doing up there, Ken?
Good. I guess you heard my comment. We had got our 20-meter beams back on the tower.
Right, yeah. Well, he's working hard there. That's good.
Well, Hector puts in 12 hours every day.
Well, that's a dedicated climber, that's for sure. I put in 12 hours of climbing back in the day, but I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I don't climb for 2 minutes anymore.
Right. Oh. Well, I'm glad you're getting it done. Yeah, it'll keep you going for a while. WA60IB.
Yeah, John 6.
Yeah, good evening, Ken. And good to hear you in here this evening here on 222. We've got a pretty good list of check-ins already. We started off with Ed, AXX, we got JNN, we got KD6SOK, we got, of course, K6WIS, and then he relayed N1PPP and KA60SX Kent from Clear Lake. And, that was it. Well, W6PQL, of course. And now Ken and yourself. A little light up that way. We're missing 1 or 2 in the Bay Area, but not too bad. So how did your day go? As I recall, you had a pretty busy day scheduled today, huh, Ken?
Yeah, sure did. Anything from Tom?
No, we didn't hear Tom. He was not in here last night, and he was not in here tonight. So I hope he's okay, but nothing heard. Over.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good. Well, I just was curious. Yeah. I was tied up a good part of the day. Part of the day I had to run out and sign my stuff for my taxes, so I got that taken care of. But the routine.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, Judy and I did a little weeding. We did a little fruit picking up, and I mowed quite a bit today. But I was starting to get down into the really deep grass, and it was so wet I thought it was raining, but it wasn't raining. It was just throwing water everywhere, and I was slipping and sliding on the hillside, so I couldn't go any further. But the grass in the area where I was mowing is about 18 to 20 inches high, and it's just sopping wet. Over.
Oh boy. Yeah. Hey, have you heard from Frank?
Frank did not check in last night, and I haven't heard a peep from him today either, so I'm a little concerned. Over.
Okay, yeah, I was there last night when he didn't check in. I thought maybe we'd get hear him from, because I've got an envelope for him. If I don't dispose of it quickly, I might spend it.
Oh, okay. What did Bill decide to pay him something for that little radio?
Oh yeah, I got an envelope full of cash.
Okay, well, I didn't think they had. Frank had not asked for anything, so of course it's a blessing because they're really tight right now. But that's good. Well, we should be able to get to Frank. Maybe Frank will come in on the 6-meter net. And Jen's day off again tomorrow, so maybe she can get down, or maybe he's going to come down here. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully we can get that coordinated. Thanks for that, Ken. Now I'm pointing toward Oakley, and we've already got Clear Lake, so I think the next step is Sacramento, Roseville, and East Sacramento, and West Sacramento, and whatever. So here we go.
I'm heading that way now.
Okay. Okay, how how about that guy with 5 watts and a 22210 easy? Let's see if we can hear KJ6 KFB. KJ6 KFB, are you around there, Daryl? Darren, I should say Darren. KJ6 KFB, K6MYC.
Hey, there you are, Mike. Boy, you'll remember my name one of these days.
I haven't heard him since earlier this morning, Mike.
He's there. How's it going down south?
Yeah, we're doing good. No, I have your name, but we have another gentleman here in Coarsegold. His name is Daryl. And Daryl and Darren isn't that much different, and that's just what comes out when sometimes I give him your name and vice versa. So don't feel bad. I know who you are, over.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Not a big deal. Don't know if anybody else, K6WIS, I know he's around. I heard him on frequency. Not sure if KO6KD made it up here, but you probably want to give him a ring.
Yeah, he's here. He came in over the top of you and said he wasn't sure if you were here. So you're both here, and we'll get it over to him in a moment. Anything else to report? How was your weekend?
Pretty uneventful. That was a good thing. So I just, how can I say it? I checked out for the weekend and napped most of the weekend. That was about it. KJ6, KFB, back.
Okay, how much power are you running tonight? You got 150,000 kilowatts on, or what?
Oh, no, there's 5 watts.
The big 5. Okay, well, you're doing pretty well down here. Consistent. You were really up on a peak when you first called in. It's dropped down now, but still Q5. So you're doing an amazing job with 222. Hang in there. And we'll see you probably later, maybe on 6 meters, maybe tomorrow. Well, I guess you don't do 1296, but maybe we'll see you later on 6 meters, Darren.
Sounds good in Clovis, Darren.
Do you hear that? Darren, you're getting a good signal into Clovis. WA60IB gave a report, over.
Oh, that's what he was saying. Okay, yep. I figured I'm getting down that way somewhere. Thanks, kid. KJ6, KFB. I'll move along.
Roger.
All right, good night, Darren. WA60IB.
Okay, and Bill, I know you're in there. I heard you. K06KD, K6MYC in the Bozo group, over.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. Good evening, Ken. And, yep, just kind of hanging around here. Was just over on 75, and I checked in with those guys, and we had a QSO for a few minutes, and then I left and came over here to see if I could get here on time. So, anyway, number 776 checking in. Good evening, and again, hello, Ken, and I hope everything's going well. And with that, I'll say good evening, and when do you plan on coming back through on 6 meters, Mike?
Well, we'll be up there as soon as we finish here. I'm starting in Nevada, but you guys are next after that, so it's probably going to be around 8:30, quarter to 9 at the latest, over.
Okay, all right, very good then. I'll, if I hear from John, I'll let him know as well. So we'll clear from here, switch everything over to 6 meters, and we'll be standing by for that. All right, 7-3 for now, and catch you on 6. K6MYC, WA60IB, anybody else on the net? KO6KD, 7-3, guys.
Yeah, are you watching a stream and looking at your signal report?
Negative. Well, hold on a second. I had it up here, but I didn't. It had not loaded. Okay, let's see here. All right, there we go. Oh, wow. I can hear myself. Are you hearing me with an S9? Really?
Whatever the meter says, yeah, you're good and loud. It's a little fluttery from time to time, but Darren with his 5 watts was even pretty good. Over.
Oh wow! Isn't that amazing? Wow, that's well. I've always said that I thought 220 was really the best band. We had the best propagation between you and I on 220. So it looks like it's proving it again. Very good. Well, we'll see how it is on 6 meters. I'm sure it will be probably a disappointment, but anyway, things keep going the way it is here. I may have to consider swapping out at least the 220 and the the 220 and the 2-meter beam. Those have been up there. This is now 34 years those KLMs have been up there. I think it's maybe time to retire them. I don't know how you feel about that, but I was thinking maybe I should just retire them and put them in a museum and replace them with something new. What do you think?
Well, if the opportunity to presented itself with the same time you could put the 1296 and stuff up there, certainly. But I know that you're hampered in what you can do. But yeah, they deserve a spot in the museum with 34 years of consistent performance without any glitches. Let me turn it over to Ken and let him say hello to you there. Go ahead, Ken.
Okay, yeah, good evening, Bill. You're S6 to S7. Nice signal here, and you sound great. You don't have the flutter that Darren had, but you sound good and solid here. So anyway, very good evening to you there. Hope you're having a better day. WA60IB.
Well, it is difficult, Ken. Thank you for the good wishes and the nice report. I'm hearing you quite well. Additionally, I'm hearing you well. But now, as far as Mom's concerned, we'll just say it's a struggle every day, and I do not believe that things are getting better. And I believe that they should, and that's the sad part about it. I can't get into it over the air, but I believe that she should be getting better, and I believe her case is being completely mishandled by my sister, anyway, I don't believe my mom should be suffering the way she is, but there's not a doggone thing I can do about it because of my limitations. Just pray for those you can. I definitely accept the prayers. Thank you, Ken. Hope you and Gwen are doing well. And 7-3, have a great week. We'll catch you the next time around. Go ahead, Mike, KO6 Kitty.
Well, Ken will be in here for a few minutes at the beginning of 6 meters, so maybe he can point your way. He'll be pointed toward the the Nevada guys. So he can certainly say hello to you there. We'll be over your way pretty quickly. All right. Go ahead, Cam, for finish up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll give Gwen the report too, Bill. She always asks about you. All right, WA60IB.
Thank you, KO6 Kitty.
All right. Let's see. Anybody else on 222 here? I'll move up a little bit before I go directly into Nevada. Is there anybody else in the Sacramento Valley that wants to check in? 222.1 K6MYC Bozo. Okay, nothing heard. I guess it's Nevada. Okay, Larry, here we are. N7 Whiskey Tango. Larry got in here last night. Finally on 2 meters. N7WT. We had 3 or 4 in here. Well, we didn't have. We had 3. We had N7SUN or W7 K7SUN. We had N7WT and the KD6BQ last night on 2, so that was good. N7WT and the group, and perhaps KE7UQL, K6MYC. Okay, very good, Daniel. Good to hear you. Not real strong at the moment, but I don't think I have the antenna quite on you, so we'll turn it back to you. And let me do this. Let me shoot it over to Ken, and that'll give me a chance to move the antenna, and then he can say hello to you. Good to hear you in here. Sorry we've been missing you throughout the week. Hopefully you got something fixed, but maybe not over the weekend. I know you also were suffering with rain and stuff up there, so you may not have gotten the 2-meter and the other stuff fixed there. WA60IB with KE7UQL, K6MYC.
Okay, very good. WA60IB, KE7UQL, WA60IB. Good to hear you, Daniel. You're not as strong as you have been, but you're about an S3 right now. Maybe it'll come up a bit.
Roger, WA60IB, KE7UQL. Yes, you're getting stronger at this time, and I think Mike has that antenna pointed in the right direction. He was coming in big and strong there for a minute ago. KE7UQL here.
Okay, yeah, you're holding steady at S3. It hadn't come up yet, but it probably will. Anyway, good to hear you. Good to hear you. Take care. Back to you, Mike.
Yeah, fine and good signal. You did come up a lot on that transmission, Daniel. And I was pointed apparently right because I moved the antenna after you started to talk, but it didn't get any better. So we must be in pretty good shape. The band seems to be in pretty good shape tonight. There is some QSB, but that's to be expected. But great to hear you. And so maybe we'll hear you on the other bands one of these days. You didn't make a comment about 1296 or 2 meters. Any hope of hearing you on those bands? Go ahead.
That is something I will be working on. 2 meters needs to be back in operation soon. Although I have a contract to perform first weekend in May at HF, so I'll be making a changeover.
Okay, very good. Well, if we miss you on 1296 tomorrow, we'll certainly hope for hearing you on 2 meters on Wednesday. Very good, Daniel. Let's see. Have you heard anybody else in here tonight on 222 at your side? Over.
Yes, Larry is here. KE7UQL. We'll go ahead and say 7-3.
Okay. 7-3, Daniel. Thank you again. Very good signal now. Very, very strong. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC. Larry?
Yeah, K6MYC, N7WT, 657, over.
Yeah, big booming signal, no trouble. 220 seems to be the one that's working the best for us these days, over.
You're kind of almost in my noise right now, Mike. You were a little stronger a while ago, but just having a real tough time copying tonight. You're in the noise, over.
Well, you must really have some noise because you're good copy here. So I can't give you any more. I'm giving you about 900 watts, over. Ken, give him a call.
Yeah, good evening, N7WT, N7WT W6IB. Good evening, Larry.
Well, Larry's got noise tonight.
Wow, yeah, he faded out a little bit. He was S7 when he first came on.
Yeah, but he's not hearing as well as we're hearing him, so he's got serious noise problems there. We'll hold it for just a minute, Larry, and then what we'll do is we'll go QRT here, and we'll see you over on 6 meters. We've got 6 meters already pointed in your direction. 6 is already pointed in your direction, and we've already made contact with Richard at the beginning of the 220 net. He popped in on 6 meters on CW, so I went over and made a quick contact with Richard. So he's there as well on 6 meters. Wasn't blasting me out, but that's not too unrealistic. Back to you. Hopefully you can copy some of this, but we'll see you in just a few minutes now. Just a couple of minutes, we'll go over to 6 meters. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC in the group. Wow.
They're going to 6 meters for you. Just a couple minutes. KE7UQL.
Yeah, I just heard, unfortunately, they dropped through the noise for me. I can just
tell him he's Q5 all the way, Daniel.
Roger. Larry, the relay is your Q5 all the way to Mike's. Over.
Watch this Q5. Well, lucky he's copying. I've still got too much noise here or something. I don't know. I just can't I got S7 noise, and it's really hard to copy over.
Yeah. Understand. 7373, tell him we'll see him on 6 here in about a minute. K6MYC. 73 Daniel, WA6OIB for a final K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, guys up there. Yeah, Larry just faded out. WA6OIB. Good night up there.
Good night, Ken. Yeah, Larry, they're going to 6 meters in just a couple minutes, and FYI, my noise level is 0 at this time. Over.
Okay. Thank you. Good night. That's 7WC.
Okay. I heard his response, Daniel. Thank you. You're just almost armchair copy now. You're so strong. Good conditions tonight. I don't know why Larry has this noise. He's going to have to figure out what that noise is. That's very unusual on 222. Usually man-made noise is starting to peter out by this high in frequency. 73 Daniel, we'll see you either tomorrow or Wednesday. And KE7UQL, K6MYC. Good night.
Roger. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Ken. KE7UQL 73.
Bye-bye.
See you, Daniel.
Yeah, both Ken and Mike, you're both Q5 right at the moment.
Oh, hello, Dan. Larry, WA6OIB. You're S7 now.
You're S7 now, Larry.
We'll see. You came up for a minute into the clear. So see you on 6 meters and 7WC.
Roger.
Roger, see you over there, WA6OIB. Gonna go over 6.
I'm gonna zip back to the Bay Area for one more check, and then I'll be on 6 in just a second, Ken. QRZ one more time in the Bay Area. I don't know whether Jim is back in here or not. Let's see here. Let me get this down just a bit more. That's too much. Too far down. Let's go back up here. Bay Area, late checks are missed. K6MYC 222 Bozo Net. Anybody that we missed in the Bay Area, K6MYC calling and listening.
No Santa Barbara tonight.
Okay, thanks for that. We'll see you on 6. We're just about to go over there, but it'll take us about 20, 30 minutes to get to you. Over.
All right, we'll see you there.
Roger.
We're headed out tomorrow morning, but had a few minutes to check in, so I thought I'd check in, say goodbye for now, and we'll see you when we get back. We're headed out tomorrow morning for the airport. Over. That's correct.
I think Larry should be here. I'm not sure who else is going to be here up your way. So you might take it, Richard, and turn it over to Larry. Over. Give us a chat here. I'm pointed pretty close here. Should be good enough. Let me see what I'm running for power.
Larry's in there.
I don't hear a trace.
Yeah, Larry gave you a call.
I'll pick him up, Kim.
N7WT. N7WT from WA60IB, over. Yeah, you were S7 when you first talked. Now you're about an S2. Bad fading from up there.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a problem. Somewhere you know what's going on.
Oh, you're S7 again. Good.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hear you now, Larry. K6MYC.
I got you there, Mike. N7WT. Yeah, that was my S kicked out on me there for a minute ago.
Okay. You think you got an intermittent there? I don't think so. I think it's just the band going up and down. But boy, that was a rapid. You weren't there the first transmission, and now you're armchair copy. N7WT with KD6BQ. Is there anybody else up there your way? How's Dale doing over there? Over.
Well, I think he was out there listening, but I'm not sure. Dale, if you're in there, give him a call. I talked to him earlier before I went on 220, but he's gone now.
Okay. I got this noise. I don't know if anybody's listening to the stream, but it's just coming on and off, on and off.
I've got the same thing, Mike. It's an S5, S6 here, KM6SRI.
Oh, okay. Good evening, Rob. You got the same thing. Buzz and then stop. Buzz and then stop.
Roger, roger. Yeah. It's just terrible.
At least it's quiet on this thing. I have an awful lot of noise on 220 now. It's destroying the signal, over.
Well, I'm quiet here, so I guess I'm the lucky one. Good evening up there to you, Larry. WA60IB.
Yeah, you're a little strong, but 2.5. You just solid topic. Mike, when he's in there, is a little bit stronger. But the bad conditions are not that too good out here on 6, but they're all better than 220. At least 220, I can say that. I just have too much noise on there. Hard to copy anybody on 220 because on the S7 noise level, or?
Yeah, that's a lot of noise. You betcha, especially for 220. Well, you got something around there, I guess. Okay, very good. Well, we'll stand by here. Your signal is up fine right now at the moment, for me anyway. WA60IB. How about you, Rob?
Yeah, I can hear him in there, but half the time I can't make out his words there. This noise is something else, over.
Well, I'm not getting anything here, so it must be high level.
694, Ben.
Yeah, good evening, Ben. WB6GBS, K6MYC. How are you?
Oh, doing great there. We just got Judy off the plane here today. She was in Salt Lake City, I guess. His son Walter played the cello for the Utah Symphony and stuff. He had a special deal. He was a soloist then, so she invited him up. So we're glad to get her back.
Now, who is this?
That's my son, Walter Heyman. He's a celloist. He plays for the Utah Symphony.
Oh, I see. but your wife went up to visit him. Is that what you said?
Right. He was playing he had a special solo thing that he was playing, so he invited her up to hear him.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, sounds good. And we've got, didn't know you. We had a musician in the group here. Of course, K6MI is the ultimate musician, I think, in our group down here. In fact, speaking of that, I haven't heard John since we saw him at the convention, so hopefully he's okay. He didn't check in on 220 here, and he did not check in on 2 meters last night, Ken.
Right, yeah, often doesn't. He's playing about every night.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, he checked in early last night there. I had him first thing, over.
Okay, I might have him. For some reason, I don't remember, but if it was one of those early check-ins, sometimes they're out of sequence, and I don't remember.
He checked in with me, Mike, K6USY, 1079.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, and good evening, Aaron.
Did you get me, Mike?
Did I get who, Mike? Who is that? You, Ken?
727.
No, I didn't get you, Mike. I didn't hear you at all, but I got you now, buddy.
All right, thank you. 107 WB6JMP.
Good evening, Dane.
Good evening, all.
Yeah, good evening. I got you, Dane. Good to hear you.
Okay, nothing new in course goal.
Okay. Well, I think I should bump the antenna over towards Sacramento, but I'm certainly good to hear you with it pointed right at you there. Not a whole lot new here. We warmed up a little bit today. Very pleasant day. We worked outside, intermittent sunshine, and I got quite a bit of weeding and mowing done. So, boy, now's the time to do it, except it's a little too wet for heavy mowing. And when the grass is short, it's already dried up, but I got into the 18 to 20 inch stuff, and I was sliding all over. I had no traction at all. When it was spraying me so much, I thought it was raining.
Yeah, I know how things like that go. Well, like I said, I had a few little projects around the house, and just hoping for clear weather, and then I'll get into the major stuff.
Okay. I'm just moving the antenna down towards Sacramento here. We also want to keep an ear out for any CW in there now. It would be KD6 shopping wet up there in Redding, so we'll keep an ear out for CW. Rich, if you're hearing us, anytime you hear us, just get on and make CW. We should be able to hear your signal through the audio of the stations checking in. So just go ahead and make CW, and then we'll know it's you, and we can pay attention. KD6 shopping wet in Redding, Charlie, November 80. And we're also looking for KR6MR. John, are you here?
By the way, Mike, when you moved, you only dropped 20 dB.
Yeah, I know. I went right through you. You peaked up, and then I kept going, and it dropped you. But you're still good copy, Dane. Over.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. You were a good 5.9 copy the whole time. So, but I thought that was interesting. An old guy that looks at an antenna pattern.
Yeah. Well, you certainly were seeing the first signal, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, like I said, you were just under 20 over, and now you're just under S9.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Did you hear anything from Ben when he called in from Fresno? Are you hearing any signals from Ben, WB6GBS, whose son's a celloist?
No, not a word.
Okay. It's funny, I don't know where he's beaming, but he's very strong here. It would seem like he could get another 15 miles up to you there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird what happens on 6 meters versus the other frequencies.
Yep. towards Sacramento, KR6MR, KO6KD. Hey, are you in there?
756.
756 is in there. I go a little further for you, Darren, but we got you anyway. KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo, K6MYC. Go ahead, Darren. Well, he just dropped out. Where'd you go, Darren? I lost you. Yeah, and you're in the mud too. Stand by a second. Let me get Darren written in here, and I'll come up your way. Bill, hang on.
Anymore?
Hello, Bill. KO6KD, WA60IB.
Hey, Ken, I'm hearing you fine. Yeah, I'm hearing you real good. I'm just not hearing Mike.
Yeah, he's here. He heard you. He called you, but you might be in the null or something. I don't know.
Roger, Roger. John is also here. I'll let him check in.
Good evening, Ken. KR6MR, Bozo 756.
Did you guys hear John?
Yeah, I heard him, but he didn't give me long enough to tune you in, John. They give me, when you check in, you got to give me 10, 15 seconds worth of audio, and I can peek on you there. Because your path is weird, and you're always coming from different directions. KR6MR 759 in the group, K6MYC, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. KR6MR. Yeah, I come in different directions all the time. We test my wife said. You were really, really strong before you moved to Sacramento 5 minutes ago. Maybe you're coming up again. We'll see. Over.
Yeah, I've got terrible noise. You say I was really, really strong pointed towards Sacramento. I'm still pointed towards Sacramento.
No, when you were pointed towards Reno.
I was strong when I was pointed toward Reno. Is that what he said?
Yeah. Once you came down and pointed towards us, your signal dropped off.
Yeah, probably just conditions.
Probably.
Anyway, you're a good copy. I heard you all 3 times you chimed in helping out when you said you weren't sure if Darren was there and whatever. Anyway, there you are. We got it. John, anything new up in your side there? KR6MR, K6MYC. Speak up.
Yeah, okay, Mike. I should be coming in just fine right now. Oh, I don't have my compression on.
I should be coming in much better now, over.
I went up toward Nevada and you disappeared on me, so that might have been a fluke when we were up there before and you heard us good. You're a rough copy tonight, John. It's very, very broken up and fluttery. Let's see if Ken's doing any better. How about you, Ken?
About the same. Very strange. The same conditions here, too.
Yeah, sounds like he's underwater, and you're all watery as your Ken, over.
Well, I'm pointed in you're in one of my nulls. I'm up towards KO6KD, and that puts you in a null.
Yeah, Roger.
Deeper than I would expect.
Yeah, it almost sounds like Aurora in here.
Yeah, that's right. It reminds me of Aurora. Boy, you said it sure sound like it.
Hi, guys. WA6LOL.
Yeah, good evening, Dave from Sonora, K6MYC. Good signal, and you're not distorted like everybody else. You've been standing up straight, Leo?
I have. I thought it was nice that you said sound all watery and said all wet. That would have been worse. Hey, I worked Martinique tonight off the moon, so that was kind of cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I thought it was just France, and then I happened to look it up, and I went, whoa, Martinique, I need that.
There you go. Well, good deal. Good to hear you. Good signal, WA6LID.
Yeah, you're really strong in here. Both of you guys, Mike, you and Ken are
really strong. I don't hear any of that watery, blub underwater QSE though.
Well, I got to clear out. See you guys later. Time to leave before the wife gets upset with me there. Her TV program's coming on in a couple of minutes. WA60IB, Delta Mike 06. Good night, all.
Okay, good evening, Ken. Good to hear you, and thanks for sticking around and helping out and get your application checks with me. Were pretty interesting. You're up, I'm down, and vice versa. Okay. Take care, and hopefully we'll see you. Well, we probably won't see you. You haven't been doing much on 1296, and you are busy with the boys. That's what the problem is, isn't it? He's gone. Okay.
WA6HNA.
WA6HNA. Hi, Greg.
Hi, Mike. Yeah, 1013. And, yeah, no fluttering here. You're sounding good, of course. We're only about half the distance to Sacramento. So, anyway, sounds good. And, anyway, good chatting with you last night on 2 meters. And, I think I'll have the antenna pointed a little bit better for you on Wednesday night. And, yeah, I noticed that I followed to the end when you were chatting with somebody about the receiver gain being down a little bit, and I saw everything came up about 10 dB. So maybe I'll get a magic, 10 times power just from that. Anyway, so thanks for doing the net tonight, Mike.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I sometimes really need and can see the difference when I switch to preamp on 2 meters. But last night I switched to preamp on. Every time I did it, I'd lose everybody, so I was really baffled by that. That was a weird one. But anyway, the boys straightened me out before the end of the day. I don't know how my RF gain got turned down so far. Anyway, they fixed it. No, the knob didn't turn. I don't think they could fix it. I don't know how they can fix that.
Gremlins.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Frank, W6BBS, where are you? No Frank tonight. Boy, that's 3 nights in a row I'm missing him. Wonder what's going on with Frank all of a sudden. Okay, well, good signal from you, Rob. Good evening. And good signal from you, Aaron. When you checked in, Aaron, on 222, I think you did you go through John's station?
Greg, you want to play down to 130? QSL. Okay.
Hey, good to hear you last night on 220. On 2 meters, Greg, and I'm sure that it'll only get better. That was Q5. It just was thin. 73 K6MYC.
Yeah, Mike, and you were S9. It was QSB S9 to S7, and it would just slide back and forth about once a minute or so.
Yeah, but when you're S1 and you drop 2 S units, you're gone, over.
Right, exactly. Yep, I understood that. I was listening to my own self on the YouTube link. Actually, later today, I was checking it out, and I could hear the fade going.
Yeah, well, you were always there, but there was times when I really had to lean forward in the seat, over.
Roger. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna go chat with Dave. We're trying to get him a 1.5 kW 440 amplifier or 432 amplifier to try to do some moon bounce for that.
Oh, okay. Dave, if you're still here, what was the call sign in the Antarctic?
FM5 CS. Yeah, FM5. Let me make sure here, look on the cluster before I go committing. Yeah, FM5 CS. He's running 300 watts and 4 tens.
Yeah, good deal. That's a good signal from down there. So Fox Mike, that must be a French part of the Antarctic. He must be just south of McMurdo.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even recognize that I've seen him before on, and I just thought, well, it's France, and something made me look it up, and I went, whoa, get busy here and get that guy.
You better. Believe it, that's rare. There's not a lot of heavy population down there in that area. Too damn cold, buddy.
Yeah, you know, and another good news thing, I just got permission from the neighbor to go ahead and remove all the trees that I need to. He's not concerned. And then the other one fell down in the snowstorm. It was a 100-foot around big oak tree, giant old live oak, and it fell down and got out of my way, so that God took care of that one for me. And then I got permission from the neighbor just 2 hours ago to do whatever I needed with this other tree that's in my way. So I think I have my position for on a real steep hill for the XP32s, and I can actually get to them because over on the uphill side I can put a ladder up there and get to everything. So it's a good day.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, I think your neighbor realized that you had an in with somebody really powerful, so he just decided there wasn't any point in fighting you over.
You know, I think so. He knew that that God and I are pretty tight, so he didn't want to. I got to be careful what I say here. I keep looking up.
Yeah, you better. You better look up and then look down with your hands together. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad that's working out. That sounds great. All right. Take care. And maybe we'll see you later. I know Greg wants to chat with you, and we may be around for a little while, although I haven't had dinner yet. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with dinner. I didn't have any information about it yet. But I'm getting to the point where I'm trembling. Not really. I had some snacks before dinner, so I'm not dying here. But I do want to get out of here in a few minutes and get dinner. Take care. WA6LOL, WA6HNA, K6MYC.
All right, Mike. Yeah, good talking to you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at the meeting next month there and everything. So anyway, I'll get a hold of Piccadilly ahead of time, and I'll get down there. Pretty excited to get down there and do all that. So anyway, all right, and hopefully MI shows up. John shows up. I guess he's busy with his music, though, Ken said. So, all right, I will see you, Mike. I'm going to QSY down to 1:30, I think, with Greg here. So K6MYC, WA6HNA, I'll QSY now at WA6LOL.
Yeah, HNA, are you still here, Greg?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Later, Mike. Thanks for doing the net.
Yeah, hang on. Don't run away. I wanted to give you a little piece of information that might be meaningful to you. The lady that was married to Dick Collier before the current Judy was another Judy. I've known her since she was 17 years old, and they've been going through some hard times with she and her daughter. And I invited her to come down here and stay with me. I said I could make her life better. She has done so, and we're just having a wonderful time together. It looks like she'll be down here on a permanent basis. So that's Dick Collier's original wife. Like I say, we've known her since she was 17, so we go back a long, long way with a very, very wonderful friendship. I just thought you'd be interested in that one. Over.
Roger. Yeah, I sort of picked up on that, and I was telling my wife, who's a Debbie, not a Judy, by the way. But anyway, my wife, the story about that, and I said, hey, it looks like Mike has got some other connections with people in Groveland, and she thought that was pretty funny. So anyway, we all had a good chuckle, and glad it's working out for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, we're doing fine. She's going to be my eyes and ears, and also my soulmate. We've just got so many years and so many things in common. It's unbelievable. We just go on and on and on from one day to the next, bringing up old things that we remember about things we did together and things we did separately. So it's wonderful. Kind of takes you back, but it's nice to have somebody that you can be absolutely, totally free and honest with without any hesitation. Over.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I was thinking also that she might be the one that actually provides the first clue to both you and myself that when Dick's services up here.
Yeah, she may hear that. Yeah, they're in tune with everybody, and they're on good terms with Judy up there. So we'll certainly hear that. Her daughter is Carolyn, and Carolyn is still living in San Andreas. And although in the long term she wants to move from San Andreas down into probably Madera County here or Fresno County near us here. So she'll be coming down here before too long. But there's some water that has to flow under bridges related to divorces and things like that before that can all happen. But probably before the end of the year we should have that all sorted out. So wonderful, wonderful change in out of the blue. It's been just great. Thanks, Greg. I just thought I'd pass that on to you so you could tie the things together since you're up in the middle of all that, sort of in a funny way. WA6HNA 7373 Dave, K6MYC.
All right. Have a good evening. WA6HNA. Sounds wonderful.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see. I'm still pointed towards Sacramento. Is there anybody else in Sacramento? We've been missing KW6T, N6RZJ, AJ6 Queen Lima does not have anything on 6. Is there anybody else in, and I'm listening for CW out of Reading, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, Mike, you did get Darren, is that correct? You did pick up KJ6 CFB?
Yeah, he was in there before you were, over.
That's what I thought. He wasn't sure. His radio reset on him and all this other kind of weird stuff that he has going on. So he wasn't sure. So I just thought I'd check on it. So, okay, thank you. We'll get out of here. See you tomorrow morning, perhaps, TO6KD.
Yeah, I may or may not be there tomorrow morning. We've got some things that we're trying to organize, and it may keep me off the radio. However, I'll be there if I can do it, Bill. But don't lose hope or faith. It's just that we've got a couple of things that are out of ordinary at that time of day tomorrow morning. 73KO6KD K6MYC.
Well, you know what? I've got some stuff too. I got a doctor who's going to be calling me up later in the morning that I need to get ready for. So I tell you what, let's just scrap it for tomorrow. We'll look for you on Wednesday then.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I don't hear Phil in here tonight on 6. That's unusual. But I'm sure that Phil will figure out what's going on when there's nobody on 137, over.
Roger. Okay, well, I may get up and be here. I'll give him a call, let him know if that happens. All right, anyway, 7-3, good night to you and the KO6KD out.
Okay. Thanks, Bill. 7-3, K6MYC, one more call for Reading. I don't know if I got it quite enough listening to get it, but we'll do our best here. Where am I here? I'm at 340. I'm a little high. Let me come down a little bit toward Reading. Oops, too far. Somewhere right in here. KD6SW, KD6 Sopping Wet, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, K6MYC. Calling and standing by. Over, Rich. I'm just not hearing Rich in there this evening. Okay, let me go a little further and see if Ken is there. Ken should be there. N6RO, moving the antenna toward you, Ken. N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC, over.
Booming in San Francisco, Mike.
What's that?
I said you were booming in San Francisco, even pointing at Sacramento.
Okay, yeah, it seems like we've got good propagation. Good evening, Vlad. What is it, 871? What is it, 874?
Roger, 874.
Yeah, very good. Hang on, let me just see if I can catch Kim, and then we'll pick you up here. I got you logged in, so stand by, and I'll be right with you. Ken I talked to on 220, so I know he's around, so I'm sure he'll pop in here, even if we don't hear him at the moment. He'll pop in when we get toward you. Well, we're pretty much at you now. I'm only off you by 5 degrees, so that's why you're hearing me. K6 BVP, K6MYC.
Oh, well, I'm just checking if N6RO came in or no.
Well, I don't hear him. N6 Radio Oscar. N6RO. Sometimes that these nights he has difficulty getting access in his own station to the antennas because guys are doing other things on the bands. He's got a multiple operator station there.
I was there for that contest. I was watching how they were operating there. I saw N6RO early on 60 meters trying to get Alpha 8 okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, he was here also on 222 with a good signal, so he's around, but maybe he's still stuck up there. Before I finish, I'm sure he'll pop in here because I'll see you on 6 in a few minutes, so he's around, definitely planning on being here. But anyway, good to hear you. You're booming in here very solid, no problem. And I'm glad you got a chance to see that monster operation. I'm looking forward to that. Maybe one of these days Ken, WA6OIB down here, and I will drive up there and get a chance to meet Ken. And I've known Ken for many years, but we've only seen each other, maybe 4 or 5 times over the last 70 years because he's busy with his world, and I'm in a little different world with Moonbounce, and he's on HF and stuff. But we've known each other. Of course, we're the same age, so we have a lot of things in common with respect to ailments and bad knees and all that over.
Well, aren't you supposed to go there on a road trip?
Yeah.
The vehicle you were talking about?
Yeah, exactly. With Ken, WA6OIB and his machine.
Well, that could be a fun trip. Probably doesn't have AC yet, so you're probably going to have to find a good time of the year when it's not too hot.
No, I think it's got AC in it, and we were planning on doing it this week, and I'm not sure whether that's going to happen or not. With the arrival of my new soulmate here, my life is timing-wise has jumbled a little bit, and I've got more commitments to stay here than before. But we'll see how it works. It's probably just a one-day shot, one up, one down. I was trying to coordinate that with other things, but it may not happen for a couple more weeks here. Anyway, that's what's going on. But yeah, imagine you were drooling over all the antennas and stuff that Ken has up there, huh?
Well, it was definitely quite nice to see, a contest station, a real contest station, and I was second. Chris was working on 15, and I was there just with a second pair of headphones, and he had the 3-stack of 15. I tell you what, it's booming. You can hear, and you can make it where you want to make it. It's pretty loud.
Oh yeah, when you got 3-stack on 15, that's a killer system, and of course it's a premier station all around. But 15 meters, it's absolutely one of the best in the world. And of course, it's one of the top contest stations in the world. So you were really privileged to get up there and see that station that's so well known in the world of contesting. Okay, well, I'm glad you did it. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll talk to you. You haven't been checking in on 2 meters. I don't know whether you're broken on 2 or just haven't had the time. Over.
Well, I have the antenna. I don't have the radio, so I might get a transverter for the current radio. We'll see. I'm making changes in a shack.
Okay, what happened to the other radio? Did it break?
No, I sold it some time ago, and I sold my HF radio, and the current radio I have now, it works really well with transverters, so we'll see.
Yeah, okay. Well, I've been very happy with the Q5 signal transverters. They're very fine. Those are down east microwaves, but they've been changed to the name of Q5 signal, but the guy's doing a very nice job keeping up the line that Steve started there. So I think you'd be very happy with those transverters, and you usually have a selection of power outputs that you can choose from. But they're very stable, very rock solid, man. Mine doesn't drift at all on 220. Just good stuff. 7-3, Vlad, thanks much for checking in here, and maybe one of these days we'll hear you again on 2 meters. K6 VVP, San Francisco, K6 MYC.
Well, I hope so too. I've been looking at Q5, and I'm thinking of making another 70 SAMs there and see if I can have fun with satellite.
Yeah, right. And we we've got some nice packages too. We've got a Leo Sat pack that's small, that doesn't need tracking, and then we have one that you do have to track, but both very nice and probably our most popular antennas right now. So many people are so hampered on HF that they want to work DX, but the only way to do it is off the bird. Over.
Sorry, I think I doubled with you. My apologies.
Okay, no, I said we've got some nice antennas if you do get to a point where you're on the satellite. We've got a Leo pack that is just stationary where you don't have to do any tracking. A pair of egg beaters, one on 432, one on 2 meters. That works quite well. And then we have another shorter, another Yagi system that mounts on a crossboom. But you do have to put it together with a Yaesu 4500 or whatever they call it, the Azel system. But either way, that gets you really, really powerful and good heavy-duty performance on the satellite frequencies. So there you go. 7-3 again, Vlad, and we'll catch up with you as soon as 6 meters rolls around again, and then maybe one of these days on 2. Take care. K6BBP, K6MYC.
Sounds good, Mike. 7-3.
Bye-bye now. And I am into the Bay Area more or less. K6MYC still looking for N6RO, but looking also for Bay Area.
WA6AXX, no traffic.
Okay. Thank you, Ed. Let me see here. Let me move the antenna just a tad more. I haven't heard K6ERF tonight. That's surprising. Awful quiet on 6 meters here. W6PQL, are you there, Jim? I'm a little bit early, and I think that's fooling everybody here. Let's see here. Come down just a little bit more into the Bay Area. QRZ Bay Area Bozo Net, K6MYC, kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, calling 6 meter Bozo Net and standing by. My goodness, nobody in the Bay Area. That's what happens when I get done with the net early.
Ed, are you still on channel? Is it AB6XR?
Yes, I am, Stan.
I hear you, Stan. AB6 Sugar Radio 807. Good evening, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. You've faded, gone down in a fade. I'm not used to 6 meters, of course. You're about 5 and 8 a few minutes ago. I'm still using 100 watts here on the FT920, so if I disappear into the noise, Ed is here in the background, AXX, so I don't... Did you hear him or not? Back to you, K6MYC, AB6SR.
Did I hear Ed? Hell, I always hear Ed. There's not a time in the world he doesn't get on. I don't hear him. Yeah, no, I always hear Ed, and I hear you fine. So I don't know whether you've got maybe a local noise that's giving you trouble. On my signal, I'm giving you about 1,500 watts here, Stan, over.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you can hear me okay. I'm using that weird head delta antenna, so it's not far off the ground. But a few minutes ago, conditions are really good. I haven't heard you that loud on 6 before, but now you've faded out a little. Anyway, I had a quiet day, went to Home Depot, bought a few pots and stuff like that, some compost, but other than that, we had a nice day here, 68, 69 degrees, nothing different. Back to you.
Yeah, well, your Delta antenna must be radiating more toward Mount Diablo, because I'm pointed over toward Diablo and you came up. Does this look a little stronger to you, over?
Yeah, yes, just a little.
Yeah, well, now, nobody else in the Bay Area did that. Although sometimes it does. The 6 is funny when you go over the hill that way. Anyway, it's no problem copying you, though. You're fine. So don't worry about your 6-meter signal. It's more than adequate. You're so far back from the hills that you and I just don't have a problem. You could probably run 5 watts, and I'd hear you fine. Over.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you run 5 watts now, because damned if I could hear you at that. Anyway, it's good to talk to you again, and after last night, and good to hear you. Hope some other folks are here in the Bay Area. That's all. I've heard Ed, haven't heard PQL. I did hear Vlad around the noise level, but haven't heard him for many months. So as you were saying, it's good to have him on 6, and hope he'll be back on 2 again. K6MYC, I don't have much here, Mike. AB6SR.
Yeah, mine's 10. Well, good, no problem. And do join us whenever you can here on 6. No problem copying. Fine on hearing Vlad a little bit. Yeah, he's in San Francisco. He's going right over the top of you. I can't imagine why you're not hearing him better. He does have a little bit of an antenna there. I think it's one of our 3 elements, but I'm not sure. So it's he was very solid here. Just absolutely no problem whatsoever. So I'm surprised you were struggling with him. So maybe it's time to think about something with a little directivity there. I don't know. Or the Delta isn't hearing. For some reason, maybe you're just hearing a lot of other noise in other directions, and that may be the biggest problem on your receive side. Anyway, 7-3s for now, Stan. We'll keep it short. We'll see if anybody else is in here, and if nobody else is going to join us here this evening, I'm going to go in the other room and see if I can get some dinner. So there you go. AB6 Sugar Radio with WA6AXX and a big open slate for the rest of the Bay Area, K6MYC. I haven't heard KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Where are you tonight, Mike? Okay, WB6JNN, W6PQL. KD6SOK, K6KLY, KB6BA, WB6WNI. We're missing a lot of people. K6MYC.
KC5, DG.
Well, hello, W6PQL.
Okay, got you, Jim, and Kerry, hang in there just a second. I'm not pointed at you, but we've got you. Thanks for popping in, Kerry. Can you stick around a few minutes, Kerry?
That's affirmative. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. Thank you. W6PQL, and I know you didn't work Santa Barbara, so you're probably open slated on your side as well. Over.
Well, you're getting hard to copy, I guess, because you're pointed at Diablo, but I just wanted to pop the number. I think you said something about how people to make it, but I was thinking of popping in there tomorrow morning. 7-3, K6NYC, W6PQL.
Well, there's no path directly. I'm pointed clear up to Sacramento, and you came up out of the noise. So you copy me, aim towards Sacramento? Probably not. Okay, anyway, I've got you logged in here. Thank you.
You're logged in, Jim.
Yeah, I just lost him.
Yeah, he's at Sacramento, and you lost him, so, okay.
Oh, I'm hearing him fine. I couldn't hear him at all at 287, where he normally is. Over.
So, hang on here, let's see. Sorry, I've got the stream on, sorry. Yeah, so Mikey is hearing you, Jim, but you're not hearing Mikey. Is that right, Jim?
I'm starting to hear him again now. You know, the band's up and down for me, and my antenna's not very high, so, you know, the problem is on this end, but I've also got noise in the
Okay, very good. WA6AXX listening. Go ahead, Mikey, if you can hear me.
Yeah, fine, Ed. Well, seems like like Jim's peeking from me about 311, so it's toward Clear Lake right now. It's I get over to 287 and it just disappears. Weird band conditions here to the Bay Area. You, of course, are above that proclivity or that problem. You're very good in here. All right, let me see if I can hear anybody else. Why don't you make a call into the Bay Area, since I don't know where to point, Ed, and they're certainly going to hear you regardless. And if there's nobody there, I think we're about done for the evening. KWA6AXX, this is K6MYC beaming Bay Area and waiting for other check-ins.
Yeah, no, I don't hear anything. Anybody want to check into Bozo Nets? Maybe can't hear Mike. 6 meters, WA6AXX, listen for a few seconds. Nothing heard, Mike.
Okay. Well, I'm going to point right at you just to see. Now, this is pretty much 280-something, 281, pretty much at you, Ed.
Yeah, you're a little over S9. I'm not sure if that's the peak lobe or peak propagation lobe or whatever, but you're fine, of course.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't change much for you, but it does. It was very sensitive for Jim and the others. That's why I was concerned that I wasn't getting into the Bay Area, but it seems like if you can't raise anybody, they're just not there. Let me go down and catch Carrie, so I'll be on here for a few minutes. You might just keep an ear out and yell at me. I'll probably hear you off the back of the beam, but I want to have a couple of words with Kerry. I haven't talked to him for a few days here. WA6AXX, K6MYC, 73 for now. We'll see you tomorrow on 1296, if nothing else. Ed, over.
Yes, very good. I should be around all week. Talk to you soon, WA6AXX.
73. I'm coming down to you, Kerry, so we'll be there in just a second. Let's see here. That's pretty getting near way. Something like that. How are you doing, my friend? And have you recovered from your old little friend passing away there?
Yeah, it's been rough, Michael, but Laura and I both, they are with us. We still have one for 13 years, so they kind of grow attached to you. You know what I mean?
Sure do, absolutely. Well, good to hear you. Of course, there's quite a bit of stuff going on. I don't know if you're hearing anything on the underside related to the Iran and Israeli thing. I've heard. We haven't listened to a lot of news, but I think we've listened to a broad enough spectrum of it that there's nothing that's earth-shattering. You hear all sides, of course. Some want to have Israel go in and take care of business, and others don't. And I don't know. I believe they should, but I don't want it to escalate. And I don't know whether Iran is just saying, okay, we bombed the crap out of you, or we tried, but we didn't do any good, but we're done with it now. Go back and play something else with Hamas. It's just a nuts situation. I don't know what's going on. So if I had my ways, I would flatten Iran at least, or maybe take some very, very precision strikes and take out every mullah. And then it might be easier for the people. The people of Iran, I think, want to get a different leadership and get a different mentality. I think the bulk of the people have, at least most of them, have their hearts in the right places, but they're under such a regime that's had such a tight control for so many years. It's tough to do anything, I think. Or they're just scared to do anything. Who knows? KC5DTU, K6MYC.
K6MYC, KC5DTU. Yeah, Roger, Mike. I've heard some mumblings there, and you got a few more goodies. This week is going to be pretty good. I don't know if you're going to be up to a visit up that way. I should be clear this week, but last week just went haywire, so should be able to make it. And what happened to everyone on the net? I made it in here at 9:30 and just waited You were pointing north there, so not much traffic. What's going on?
I don't know. The Bay Area just had 2-3 people in there. A lot of people missing. A lot of people missing. Well, we did get a pretty good contingency of Sacramento, and a couple out of the Reno area or Nevada. Just locally, not many. Nobody. Well, Mike was in here, WA6AAJ. Ken was in. Rob is still here, KM6SRR. Ken can't stay, of course. He always has to leave because of his wife and her television program. But otherwise, we're really shy on people in the San Joaquin here. And, of course, we've kind of lost KB6RQU. It doesn't look like it's even worth going down and pointing at him until we hear something from him. He's gone, and he's not coming back on any band anywhere for the last 2 months now. So I'm not sure it's worth going down there and yelling.
Yeah, roger that. Okay. Well, I made it down to the convention center on Saturday and got to see Robert and talk with him a little bit, and saw Ken down there. And you had already said you weren't going to be there on Saturday. So nice display, and boy, I tell you, it was slim pickings. What happened?
Well, I think a lot of people got put off by the rain. I also heard that there was some confusion about the date and something about how the convention was run. I don't know exactly what happened there. That might have put a few people off. But I think the biggest thing is people coming like up from LA and other places. They don't want to drive 3 hours in driving rain, and that's what was scheduled for Saturday. Even if they drove in driving rain, even if they drove up Friday, they were afraid that it might also do the same thing on them. So I think the weather had more to do with it than anything else. But yeah, it was thin-skinned stuff. And maybe the people that ran it just weren't really out there poking pointy sticks at the vendors and stuff. A lot of vendors missing. The big boys weren't there. It didn't seem to be a lot of real interest there. If they don't do better next year, they won't have any vendors there because it isn't worth going and setting up for it. Luckily, it doesn't cost us overnight costs and flight costs and other stuff, so it's easier for us to do it without a major expense. But I know other people have any number of reasons why it's not worth the effort to go there if they don't see more people. Anyway, we're open, as far as I know, Kerry, the rest of the week here for a visit from you for sure, because I know you can usually only stay a couple of hours, so that wouldn't be a problem. And you get a chance to meet Judy, and I'm sure you'll enjoy her, and I'm sure she'd be enthralled with the conversation that we're going to have, and so on. So there you go. I don't want to keep you, and I'm going to get out of here and go get some dinner. But I didn't want to leave you hanging, and I was curious as to what your timing was this week. We're not coming into town until next week. Let's see, April 24. Yeah, I think it's April 24. We'll be in that day, so you might mark that one on your calendar. We'll be busy until about 12 or 12:30, and then would certainly be open for lunch, so it'd be great. I don't know if I'll have wheels yet because it's a tenuous situation. Judy's got a car that's coming, supposed to be brought down here, but it's a difficulty to get people. It takes a tandem run to get down here because they have to bring 2 cars, and then they're going to leave one and drive back another one. So that always takes more thought, as you might guess. So we may still be without wheels, but if we come into town, we may be coming in with Jeff, which is not a problem, but it also limits me just a little bit more if I don't have wheels. So we'll play that by ear, but otherwise we're open, and I don't see anything else on the agenda that's going to be impacting us in any way, Kerry. So see if you can fit it in your schedule, and we'd love to see you. There's still evidence of that stuff you brought up, that black stuff. It's still patchy on the grass, but The grass is starting to come up through it now, and it's looking good. So much for that. KC5 DTU for your final, to me at least. K6MYC.
K6MYC, KC5 DTU. Okay, Mike. Well, I know I heard you say you had to go get some chow, so go do that. Good talking to you, 73s, and looking forward to it. I'll give you a twisted pair, and we'll see you up there.
Sounds good. Thank you, Kerry. Well, I'm not trying to get away for dinner. I didn't want to leave you. And if you had anything else to talk about, nothing that imperative. I think Judy and Matt have already had dinner. And they didn't bring anything in. Sometimes they bring something in here, but it's probably not worth doing it, and I'm going to be there in a minute anyway. So, again, I'm not starving to death. See you later. And Rob, do you want to say anything to Kerry? I didn't mean to leave you out of this conversation tonight, but you've been pretty quiet there. KM6SRR batching it, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, yep, that's me, quiet. There's just not much time to get in there, and I don't want to get in the way. So anyway, sure, I'd love to say hi to Kerry. How you doing, Kerry? KC5DTU, KM6SRR.
KM6SRR, KC5 DTU. Hello there, Rob. Did you get a chance to make it down to Visalia?
Yeah, I went down on Friday there and saw Mike and met Judy. She's a very, very nice lady. And saw some of the other guys. We had Tom come over from Santa Cruz. And let's see, shoot, I've forgotten his name. Chip Engel. He came by, and then KB6 LEE was over there too. So it was kind of neat to see guys eyeball over.
Yeah, roger that. Well, Bill and Mike said they were going down on Saturday, and Kent told me they had been there earlier. So I made it down a little bit afternoon there, and boy, I saw a few goodies, but it was they had some stuff there, but I was first time going to the DX convention, and I was hoping to see more, but I guess for the time and everything, I didn't stay the whole time. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty small. I've been to Pacific Con and obviously back to Dayton or to Hamvention, and this is very small. It's sad because right in our own backyard. I sure wish they would do better, but I would definitely go down and support them. But yeah, we got some stuff at that place that had all kinds of parts and fuses and connectors and things like that. Over.
Yeah, roger that. KM6SRR, KC5 DTU. Yeah, I came away with, I got one of those fiberglass telescoping it's not a dive, what am I, I'll get it right here. Pole or whatever you want to call it, and I thought I'd get it to play around with and see what they told me it's got a pretty good wind resistance, so I'm going to play with it. I've got some long wire antennas that I like to get up high and see what I can do with them.
Yep, that sounds good. Okay, I'll let you go here. I know Mike's wanting to get in there and get something to eat, so good to hear you. KC5DTU, KM6SR.
Okay, Rob, 73s, KM6SR, KC5DT.
Okay, Kerry, I'll say 73 to you, and we'll look forward to your phone call whenever it may come. 73 to you, Aaron. Thanks for running the net. Or the stream, I should say. I'm doing the net. I'm not confused. I guess. Good night, all. Anybody have anything else before we go? K6MYC, clear but listening.
WA6.
Hey, Mike, I got about 18. What do you have?
November in Gilroy.
Okay, hang on a second, Rob. Who's in Gilroy?
Yeah, WA6 Juliet Kilowatt November. Kevin in Gilroy. Just wanted to stop by real quick and say hello. I haven't been on here in a while, and but I'm here now. Over.
Yeah, fine, Kevin. Good to hear you. I'm not pointed your way, but you're very loud over here, so no trouble. Can you remember your Bozo number? WA6JKN, Juliet Kilo November, and Gilroy, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, let's see, the Bozo number 1053, 1053, QSL?
Roger, 1053, we got you, Kevin. What a surprise. Good to hear you. Maybe we'll hear you more often here. We're always on here on Mondays. It's a long night. We do 222 megahertz first, and then about 8:15 we get over here. So join us when you can. Anything new in Gilroy that we should know about?
No, nothing new. Diane and I, we just been traveling, visiting with grandchildren and stuff like that, going back and forth between here and Texas. And we're heading off to Utah for one of my granddaughter's graduation here next week. And then we got to head back to Gilroy for a wedding in May. And then we're going to head out to Texas again. So we've been in and out of Gilroy. That's why you haven't heard us much. But I'm going to try to make a concerted effort to get in here remotely, because I now have an app that on my iPhone that lets me access my radio, and I can also rotate my antenna remotely. So there's no excuses, Mike. Over.
Yeah. How cool is that, isn't it? What technology has done for us, huh? Oh, very good, Kevin. Well, good. I'm glad you had the chance to get back and forth and see all those important people in your life. We haven't done much traveling lately, and I don't have any relatives in any place except in California, so we don't have to do much. And I'm legally blind, so I can't go by myself. But now I've got a soulmate that's joining me. And she can drive still, so we may not make big, long drives, but we'll at least be able to get back and forth between the grocery store and whatever. Hi. 7-3, but great to hear you. Let's see if Rob's copying you. Rob, can you hear Kevin over there?
Yeah, just barely. I was trying to peek on him, but somebody was talking instead of him. Over.
Somebody was talking instead of him. Me?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, just I started to do something. You came in, so I had to quit peeking because I wasn't hearing him.
Okay, well, let's try again. Kevin, give us one more transmission. You're very loud, and I'm not even pointed at you. I'm clear down toward, well, where am I here? Yeah, I'm at 140, so I'm way off of you, but I'll move the antenna back up your direction while Rob's going to call you here in a second. So, Rob, go ahead. It's WA6JK, whatever it was. I'm sure you have it written down. Go ahead, Rob, K6MYC.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right here. WA6JKN, this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, over.
Any copy there, Kevin?
No, not at all. Boy, your signal came way up. And I just need to know where Rob's located so I can swing the beam around. Give me his call sign.
Yeah, no, Rob's right near me here. He's about 10 miles line of sight from me here. Almost on the same heading, maybe 5-6 miles north of me, but wouldn't change your beam heading for him. Rob's call is Kilowatt Mike 6, Sierra Radio. And he's in coarse gold, essentially, officially in coarse gold, just a little north of me here in the foothills. Over.
Okay, well, boy, I'll tell you, your signal is, I'm not even going to give you a signal report, Mike. It would be embarrassing. It's just, it's way up there. It's very crushing. I'm quite surprised I didn't hear Rob at all. I'm running a kilowatt with the two-wire antenna known as the hex beam up at about 35 feet, pointed right at you. No, I don't even know where it's pointed, to tell you the truth. It's east.
Well, east is about as close as you need to be from Gilroy. We're almost on the same parallel. You're just a little north of the 37th parallel, and we're right on it here. Rob's probably got you peaked now. How about it, Rob?
Yeah, I was way off of him before there, so I think you probably hear me a lot better. WA6JKN, this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, over.
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to hear you. Not too loud, but I do hear you in there, Rob. Over.
Well, he's running the same power you are, Kevin.
Oh, okay, very good. Yeah, I heard him in there that time. I even saw the lines on the waterfall.
Oh, you got a fancy radio. That sounds good. Anyway, good to talk to you. Okay, thanks, Mike.
Okay, well, I thought maybe if you talk a little longer, he can swing the antenna back and forth, because he may not be really peaked at me, and they can peak on you specifically. Maybe, well, you might try a little north of, 3 or 4 degrees north of east, Kevin, over.
Okay, I'm rotating the beam right now. I just stopped at, let's see, east by northeast, something like that. Anyway, this is WA6JKN. I'll make a little bit longer transmission, and I know I can squeeze maybe a little bit more power out of this thing. Hello, radio. That's about all I'm going to do right now. This is WA6 Juliet Kilowatt November. I'm located in Gilroy, 75 miles south of San Francisco. We're using an ICOM 7610, driving a Mercury Lux amplifier, which is a dual LD MOS full legal limit amplifier, but I'm only running at about a kilowatt right now. I don't usually run it any higher than that, but I should. But I normally don't. So is that enough transmission, Rob? Did you get me tuned in? Over.
Roger, Roger. I think I got you about as good as I'm going to get there. Yeah, I just did a little more fine-tuning and picked you up. WA6JKN, KM6SRR. Yeah, you're sounding good. I got a good copy on you. I don't know if you're copying me as well there, but hopefully you are there. Over.
Well, I wonder if you got some noise problem, or maybe you got the preamp turned off or the attenuator turned on your system there, Kevin. Over.
No, not at all. Matter of fact, I was swinging the beam back and forth, and I lost him, and then he'd come back up when I brought the beam back around, and no, I'm just not hearing much of anything. He was in there almost Q5, but his signal's gone down, and I did turn on the preamp. So let's see, no attenuation. I don't know what could be explaining it. I'm just going to give you your signal report, Mike. You're 25, almost 30 over S9.
Yeah, that's mind-boggling, because Rob is, Rob is just a few. Are you 1,000 feet instead of 1,200, Rob?
Roger, yeah, I'm 1,000 foot high. Does Kevin want me to talk a little longer? I can go on for a little bit, give him a chance to get a better peek. Over.
No, he went back and forth. He said he just couldn't get you up to a Q5 level. He heard you once, almost Q5, once only. But, Rob's running a kilowatt. He's got one of our solid-state 6 meter LD MOS things. It's putting out about 1,200. So every bit the same power. The antenna's pretty low, but he does pretty well. He hears pretty well, but on the long term, Rob will have a much better setup. He does not have his big tower up yet. He's running with antennas all over his roof, but he's got a 2-story place. But he does have a little ridge, so it may be that just knife edge. But I'm 25 over, and you can't hear Rob. That's just insane. It's got to be just a funny little ridge or something that's disturbing there for Nelson coming over the hill to him. We won't dwell on it, Kevin, but on the long term, Rob will have that antenna up higher anyway. But
I looked over and the darn amp was turned off. Over.
Oh, well, that might help. See, he didn't have the amp on. That's what the problem is. Now give him a call, Rob.
Hey, good evening, Kevin. WA6JKN. This is Kilo Mike 6 here, Romeo. Should be a little better now. Over.
Yeah, you're 100% copy now. 100% copy. It's sure good to hear your voice in there. Finally, hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, it helps when you got the equipment turned on, I guess. Anyway, okay, sorry about that. Anyway, we got it figured out. Over.
Yeah, you're 100% copy. I'm going to give you an S7 report. S7 report made a big difference.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's Rob, ROB. Rob helps me a lot with the net here on all bands. The only band he does not have is 222. But he'll have it. He has 222, but he's got so damn many little antennas on these little masts all over the roof. He doesn't have room to put the 220 antenna up there. He has the radio and at all, but nothing else. Anyway, Kevin will let you go. Please try to check in remote one of these days. That'd be terrific. We'll work here from Texas or wherever the hell you end up. Hi. 73's. Good evening for now, and I'll go get some dinner. WA6JKN, Gilroy, K6MYC.
Well, thank you very much, Mike, and thank you, Rob, and I'm glad that I was able to make the contact. Good night, and 73 to both you gentlemen. The very best to you and your families. This is WA6JKN. Kevin and Gilroy is off and clear.
You're being very courteous to say gentlemen. There's one of them there, and it ain't me. Over. All right, go ahead, Rob.
Well, hey, that makes two of us, Mike. I wouldn't classify myself in there either. Anyway, yep, it's good to hear you, Kevin. Looking forward to hearing you again there, WA6JKN, KM6SRR. Okay, Mike, Kevin boosted us up to 19. Is that what you got?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll get her put up on the Bozo Net IO, and I got to hit the sack so I can get up early, go to work tomorrow. Over.
Okay, go do it. We'll see you tomorrow night on 1296, Rob. 73 for now, KM6SRR, WA6JKN, and anybody else sandbagging, K6USY. Good night, Aaron, if you're still streaming or looking at the stream or fixing the stream or making it happen. We are streaming, Kevin. Did you know that?
Hey, Mike, I'm not going to be at 1296. Got class.
Yeah. Kevin, did you know we stream everything here?
Where do I go?
Well, the easiest way probably is go to the BOZONETS.com, Bozo Nets with an S, BozoNets.com. Go past the preamble at the beginning, and just below that you'll see a little block that says for live streaming or for streaming, click here. It takes you to a YouTube picture of a bozo clown, and then you just have to follow your nose. Click there. Click on current. We also, all the streaming that we do, every one from the day one that we started is archived, something that YouTube does for us. We like it, but it wasn't something we expected, but they archive everything. And sometimes the guys will click on, I don't hear nothing, because they're listening to the archive. But, yeah. So you should be able to hear it. There's about a 2.5-second delay on my voice or your voice coming back to yourself, so you can hear yourself there. BozoNets.com, down to a live streaming box. Click it, takes you to the Bozo Clown, and then from there on you're on your own. Over.
Okay, I'm there now, and let's see here. Wow, there's a lot of files here. I see dates. Is it going to be at the bottom?
No, it's the current stream, so however you get to the current stream, it's today's date. Probably 4/16 or 4/15, depending on how Aaron does it. Over.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'll just have to look through it, find the right date.
Yeah, Aaron, are you on frequency here?
Yep, Mike, I'm here.
Well, can you hear Kevin and Gilroy at all? Can you hear Kevin?
No, I can only hear him through your radio.
I don't hear him.
Yeah, I know. You won't hear him. He's running a whole loop and low power. But I'm going to have him explain how does he get onto the live stream that's going right now. He says he's seeing a lot of the the archived one with dates, but is there a special box for current?
Well, when you go to the Bozo Net channel on YouTube, the live stuff is always there on that main page. But I just noticed that I accidentally put the wrong date in, and I'm going to have to fix it.
Okay, what date did you put in?
Well, it says April 5th right now. I put a 0 instead of a 1 for 15. So I think I can fix it while we're live. Yep, it let me do it. So
yeah.
It should be correct now.
Okay, he just fixed the date. He accidentally mistyped the date. He has April 5 in there, and it's really April 15. So it should be corrected now, Kevin, over.
Okay, I'm refreshing the screen. And it's been corrected, and I just clicked on it. It looks like, I hear my voice, so I'm going to get a little delay, maybe some feedback here.
No, I don't hear any feedback. It's so far out of sync time-wise, we don't get feedback, but I could hear your voice come up in the background. So, and you can go back and listen to the whole conversation because it's archived. So there you go. Anyway, that tells you a lot of things, and so if you come on, and you could probably get that on your phone if you're out there in the world of remote, you'll know what the hell's going on and when to check in, over.
Very good. I love it. This is the cat's meow right here. I love it.
Yeah, good. I know you're a technical guy, or you wouldn't have been able to do your remote thing. So I'm sure you'll find the ways to migrate around in there. All right. I'm going to say it one more time. 73 to everybody. Thank you, Aaron. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you, whoever can get here tomorrow night on 1296. I know you're in class, Rob, but you'll be checked in anyway. 73. Bob's gone. He's gone to bed. Good night, Aaron. Good night, Kevin. K6MYC. Clear and closing.
Yeah, good night, Mike.
Good night.
K6USY, DMO6.
N6RO.
Oh, there he is. N6RO. We called and called, and we knew you'd pop in here sooner or later. I'm pointed toward the Bay Area, but we hear you fine, Ken. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're good. Horrendous noise here up until about 3 minutes ago. Didn't cover you up, but I couldn't hear anybody else. Anyway, it went away just now, so that's why I called. Nothing new to report. More tower work tomorrow.
Yeah, good luck with that, hopefully, and give my best to Hector. And hopefully everything goes smoothly for him. And if you have any information about his mother, how's she doing? Is she recovered? Did she pass away or whatever?
Yeah, she passed away in October, I believe it was.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. I thought she was still hanging there, but I guess he was tying up loose ends since October. I think that's what was taking him away from doing what he's doing for you, right?
Yeah, Roger. Actually, he's been back on the road for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Didn't schedule him until now.
Yeah, no, I heard that he was back, but I didn't realize that. I just don't think I knew for sure that his mother had passed away. So I'm sorry about that. My condolences to Hector, and give him my best, and we'll be probably pointing people to him as time goes on here. Thanks, Ken. And we're still trying to arrange the trip with Ken up there. It may or may not happen this week or next week. We'll see. Thanks for checking in here tonight. N6RO, K6MYC. Bye-bye.
Right. Just let me know when you are headed this way, and you'll be more than welcome. N6RO, clear.
Yeah, by the way, Vlad K6BVP was with you this last weekend, I guess, or one of them, and he really enjoyed his stay with you and was impressed with the whole station. Not to mention the stack on 15. He said, plays pretty good for a couple of schlock antennas stacked over.
Yeah. The 3 KLM 6 elements.
Yeah, no, I was pulling your leg. I know that's probably one of your strongest systems on 15 there. Good enough, Ken. 7-3.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, Vlad, Chris N6WM has taken him under his wing, and we'll get him contesting soon out here.
Oh, very good, very good.
Anyway, nighty night.
Nighty night. We'll look for you tomorrow on 1296, Ken. N6RO, K6MYC, getting some dinner.
I don't think the water's gotten to the 1296, but if the amplifier will take it, we'll dry it up with that.
There you go.
Hope to have 2 and 432 back by next week.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, you got a little one that probably can work good enough to check in on 432.
Oh, yeah, it worked real good last time.
Alrighty. 7-3, we'll see you tomorrow, one way or the other. K6MYC, going to get dinner. Did.
KM6SRR.
Good night, Rob. Or go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, we had a check-in on the chat. Does that include, should I include him on the list there? Or maybe Aaron would know, over?
You better ask me that one again. I didn't understand the question.
Okay, on our chat, we had a guy check in from Southern Oregon, Kent Graham, K6UKZ. Should I put that on our list, over?
I don't think so. I don't normally do that unless we hear him here, if he can get the signal down here. But maybe that's it. Let's just say this, it's a subject for discussion. You could write on your notes that he's checked in on the chat rather than our RF-wise.
Roger, I'll just do that on my log on the paper here. Okay, 73 Mike, K6MYC, KM6SRR.
Okay, good night, Rob.
Yeah, I've been telling people when they try to check in via the chat that they got to get on the air.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that's probably what we should do. But you know, he may have even heard us. I don't know. You know, the propagation when I'm pointed due north is I'm looking right up at Oregon. But if he didn't indicate that he was hearing me on the chat on the radio, then it probably wasn't something we want to check him in. Rob can make a note though that he was interested. Over.
Yep, Roger. Yep, that's good. Yeah, and you know, we've had a couple times where people pop in, and then I, you know, communicate to you that, you know, we got someone trying to get our attention, and then we try to work them in. But yeah, he was just saying that he was listening. So yeah, unless they try to make an attempt to check in with somebody, I usually don't bother.
Yeah. Well, obviously, if he starts to hear us on the band, then it would be worth trying to work him, because that's a real nice path. That's short skip E, but who knows? We could probably, by the time May comes, we may work him here one of these days. So it's nice that he's listening. Thanks, Aaron. Good night. I'm going to go get some dinner. Judy's in here wondering what the hell I'm doing. See you later.
All righty, good night, Mike. K6MYC, K6USY, DMO6.
Good night, Aaron. K6USY, KM6SR, 73.
Yeah, I was wondering why I wasn't hearing you down here too well, and then you realized that your amp was off.
Yeah, that's right. And then I wasn't hearing you at all. I must have had you in the null, so I moved it a little bit, and you came up real loud here over the air. Huh? Over.
Oh, very good. Well, yeah, to try not to do that again, because you know, you keep it up, then you might end up with the Boner Award at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've done some stupid stuff. I'm kind of in a state of turmoil here, trying to kind of redo the shack a little bit. I'm trying to get things ready. Over.
Yeah, it's hard when you have to rip everything apart, but then it's got to be somewhat operational every night.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm trying to get things lined up, and then I'll figure out how to make that happen. Over.
Oh, sounds good. Well, good luck in class tomorrow, and we're rooting for you. And yeah, I'll do the keep track of the roll call tomorrow, and that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, good. That helps me out there. Saves me from having to listen to the whole thing again there. So I appreciate it. K6USY, KN6SR, 73.
Yeah, good night, Rob. And yeah, I figured that's what you had to do last week because you sent the email after, well, of course I was in a different time zone, but you sent the email pretty late. I'm like, oh, I hope he didn't have to listen to the stream.
Yeah, that's what I did. So I thought Frank maybe was going to help me, but sometimes he gets pretty beat and tired. So, you know, whatever help I get, I'm happy with. So no problem.
Oh yeah, I'm just glad he was available to cover for the stream, and seemed to not have too many problems with that. So okay, yep, I'll keep the list tomorrow night, and we'll let you know. So catch you later, Rob. KM6SRR K6USY DMO6.
Okay, Aaron. K6USY KM6SR 73.
Alrighty, good night to the few of you guys that are still listening on YouTube, K6USY in Fresno. We'll catch everybody later.